I'm Richard Elliott. My company is Safehinge, all one word, Safehinge. We're a manufacturer of finger guards which go on the rear style of a door to prevent people getting fingers trapped in their doors. We're the #1 in education, but we're very much in our infancy for healthcare. We have a couple of products that are particularly good for healthcare. I'll bring them forward so you can see. This one actually doubles up as a protector for the door itself. So if you imagine if this door was open here in a hospital, this leading edge here is going to get bashed by trolleys, beds, desks, whatever's being moved around. So this, although this is a finger protector first and foremost from a healthcare point of view, and for schools actually, this will deflect anything that hits that. So if you've got a bed that's going through there, it will bounce off here instead of wrecking the door, which is quite a big issue in hospitals.
It is.
So once the door is wrecked at the back there's nothing you can do except replace it. Yeah. This other one, slightly different idea. It's still a finger protector. This allows doors to open at 180 degrees, whereas the other one can do 90 degrees. So that's one of its initial benefits. Although it does have fabric on this one, that's not the finger protector itself, incidentally. If I open this to 180 degrees and I were to put my fingers here, as I close it, this rounded edge ejects my fingers away from the hinge. Okay. So it's 100% foolproof. A lot of other finger guards on the market aren't so. They're durable, but they don't actually protect fingers. Kind of defeats the object, really.
Richard Elliott from Safehinge has come with the hopes of impressing our 4 judges with the benefits that his safety devices offer. Whilst keeping fingers from potentially being trapped indoors, they also carry the added advantage of protecting the doors themselves from damage caused by clinical and portering trolleys.
It looks pretty easy to mount. It looks a pretty straightforward thing to apply.
Very much so. It's a retrofit sort of product, and it's a number of fixing points onto an existing door. So you don't have to do any special door preparation or buy a particular door for it to fit on. You get the door and you retrofit to it. Yeah. They've got a life expectancy of 10 to 15 years, these, but they've been cycle tested in terms of opening and closing to 500,000 cycles, which is considered like severe duty. And we've seen lots of cases where they've been bumped and bashed, and purposely bumped and bashed to see if they work, and they do.
Do you have any kind of stats on how much finger damage happens within doors in care homes and hospitals?
To be honest, I'm not so good with care homes. We don't have those figures, but we're particularly big in education. We're growing in healthcare, but in education, there's about 30,000 cases a year for children, typically under the age of 11, that are admitted to hospital through finger damage, and about 1,500 of those are through amputation. So, yeah, the numbers are quite stark. It costs about £200 million a year in compensation claims as well. Through education, so there's a real cost to it as well, apart from the physical cost.
What kind of guarantee would your company give to the product? Obviously, there's going to be a wear and tear issue to consider,
sure.
but generally, what's your standard type of proposition?
We give 5 years as a warranty. The reality is, as a sort of small entrepreneurial type business, we'll go out and do anything, anywhere really to help.
And when the time comes to deep cleaning in a hospital, there's not so many nooks and crannies to keep bugs and bacteria out of? The
interesting thing is that usually the finger protectors on doors in hospitals, especially the ones on the auto doors, they just don't get cleaned, period. They just get left because they're very difficult to clean. This one is quite easy to clean. Obviously it's a sheet of aluminium. It can be taken off its guide rails so that you can get to the back of it. It's pretty easy to clean. This one, a little more difficult to clean, partly because there's some fabric on there. It can be de-installed relatively simply to get to the back of it and put back on. Some of the other products on the market are a bit more difficult to do that, which is probably why they don't get done.
It's difficult to see a big route to market. You're picking trusts off, and you're probably picking trusts off corridor by corridor. Is there a way through that? Is there something that you see that can accelerate you through that?
Well, the model in the education market, which I guess we could try and put into healthcare, is we'll talk to a local authority and try to get them to put it as a standard specification, generically used, whether it's through employers' requirements or named product. So I guess from a healthcare point of view, we could try and do that as well, whether it's some of the private bigger groups or directly with some of the NHS trusts, which would be ideal.
If you can crack that, I think this starts to get exciting for you. I'm not sure we can help you with that. We would face the same challenge you would face, and therefore we've just got 2 people banging their heads against the same door, if you'll pardon the pun. So for me, I don't think it's something that would work for Compass.
Okay.
For me, it would be a yes, and it would be a yes because I think that in our propositions to trust at the moment every company has to sort of look outside its boundaries to add value.
Yes.
So from my viewpoint, quite selfishly, it's another tool in the kit bag that I can help to drive our MAP 1 sort of growth culture. So it would be something I'd like in the stable, and for that reason I'd support it.
That's very kind, thank you.
It's a yes from me as well.
Thank you very much.
I think I'm not expert in the healthcare sector, but I can see that there's a huge prize there waiting for a business that can make people aware of what I think is a really clever, simple but clever idea. Yep. I think it fulfills a need, and yeah, on that basis it's a yes for me.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
I'll say yes, but I just want to manage your expectations on your route to market through us.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I think we have to back Steve. That Steve's judgment is the key one, because that's where the opportunity lies. So,
okay.
Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you.
The judges are agreed that the product is ideally suited to healthcare, but have concerns as to how to implement it best on a widespread scale. Richard's partnership with Compass Group has opened the door for a potential rollout in many hospitals.